like, I'm just trying to explain things that I've talked to my doctor about, things that I've worried about, like just things to like look for when you're having a baby. Hey y'all, welcome back to a new video. Today we are doing little Miss Avery Bug. She's actually right over here on the ground because she just woke up. Isn't that always how it works? Anyways, she's awake, so she's chilling over here, but we are doing her 2-month update, and I cannot believe that she's already 2 months. Like, it goes by so freaking fast, it blows my mind. Ugh. And I always have like older people be like, just wait, pretty soon you're gonna be a grandma. And I'm like, do not tell me that. Because she's only 2 months, but you know, it's just wild how fast it goes. And I definitely want to document like I didn't do this with Paige, and I wish that I would have. I did like do pictures and like posts on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's KatiePowell_8. But I do have a 2-year-old as well, and I didn't do these with her, and I wish I would have done them. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing these every month for Avery. Also, I feel like it's like fun to watch other people, not to like compare, but just to see like how other babies develop, things to expect in that month, you know, stuff like that. So anyways, let's jump into some of her milestones. Avery did have her 2-month checkup yesterday, so I do have all of her stats. I posted a picture of these on my Instagram stories, and I'm like, there's only a handful of people that actually know what this is. Because a lot of my friends, if you guys don't know, I'm only 24, and so a lot of my friends are still in that not quite having kids yet phase. I do have a lot of friends that have kids too, but you know, I just thought it was funny because some people are like, what the hell is that? But anyways, she is in the 86% for length, which does not surprise me at all. If you guys don't, I keep saying this, if you guys don't know, but a lot of people don't. I'm 5'10" and my husband is 6'3", and so we are both very big people, therefore we have decent sized kids. I wouldn't say they're humongous or anything, but 86%, 23.5 inches is what it says. And then for weight, she's 80th percent, and she's 12 pounds 14 ounces, which I thought that she was going to be higher for that because she's so chunky compared to Paige, but she's only in the 80th, so she's not huge. And then for head circumference, she's 15.5 inches, and she's in the 78th percent for that. So that's where she is on like the growth chart, size chart, all of that for percentiles. The doctor said that she looks perfect, like she's growing perfectly, not worried about anything. She does have a lip tie and a buckle tie. We did get those fixed about a week ago, and I kind of wish we would have caught it a little bit earlier, but it is what it is. I do have like a whole video on how that went, so if you haven't checked it out, I'll link it up here somewhere. But I was hoping to see a difference in her eating, and I'm really not. So she does eat just fine, that's not a problem. I feel like personally it's because I have a really good milk supply, and so it literally just sprays and she can drink it. But she pops off all the time. She's constantly clicking when she's eating. She does not usually have a great lash. Like, she's not like wrecking, like it's not like it hurts super bad when she's eating, but it definitely is uncomfortable. So I was hoping that I'd see more of a difference with that, but it could just be something that she's gonna have to outgrow. Like I said, it's not a huge issue for us because she is still eating and she is still growing just fine, and like it's not killing me, it's just uncomfortable. Like, it doesn't feel great. I don't really know, and I feel like the only reason I know that is because I breastfed Paige as well, and she was a perfect eater. She had a great lash, we had no problems with her, so I feel like I could compare the two. But she got her lip tie and her buckle tie fixed. It's only been a week, like I said, so it could be something that like she's still kind of learning to relatch. She's learning the difference from like when she was eating before versus now that she has the two fixed. But that's a little update with that. I highly recommend getting that looked at or getting it checked. I can't believe that like they don't catch it more often. I had so many people message me and let me know like I had no clue, and my kids have gaps in their teeth now. It causes problem with speech. It's just one of those things that's like, I don't know, for me personally, I was like, if I can help her in some way, then I'm gonna try, and at least I know I've done everything I can to try and fix that. But I don't know, so far I haven't noticed a huge difference, but it is what it is. She sleeps through the night, which is such a blessing. So I typically have her go to bed around 10:30, And then I do have to bounce her in her bouncer to sleep, and then I will move her into her bassinet that's right next to our bed. She's not sleeping in here yet. I'm not, you know, she's only 2 months. I'll probably give a couple more months before I move her in here. But she sleeps from 10:30 to usually around like 5 or 6. And then she'll get up and eat, and then she will go right back down. So I keep the environment calm. I don't move her too much. Like, I try to like gentle movements. I keep the sound machine on. I keep the lights off. Like, I try to do everything I can to make it so she doesn't like wake up wide awake. But I do know that she needs to eat. So she'll wake up, she'll eat, and then she'll go right back to sleep after I burp her. And then I lay her back in her crib, and she'll usually sleep until about 9 after that, which is like such a blessing because I will go right back to sleep too. Going along with feeding, she still will not take a bottle. That was another huge sign that I knew that something, like I thought maybe she had a lip tie or a tongue tie or something along those lines, but she won't take a bottle or a binky. It's something I'm still working on. I've been looking up like what to do for that, and they like recommend, instead of wasting an entire bottle every time, to just give them the top of the bottle and let them suck on it and practice, like maybe see if they can start latching to it, because that's her problem. She'll put it in her mouth and then she'll just chew on it and gag on it and spit it out, and like she won't latch to it, which she does the same thing with my boob. So I don't really know, but I'm like, it's something we're still working on. If I ever do get her to take a bottle, I will obviously give a whole update. Are you cooing over here? Are you cooing? Yeah, she also started chewing on her hands recently. Like, she's constantly chewing on her hands, and it's not because she's hungry. Like, I will have just fed her and she'll just sit there and like chew on her hands. She loves her hands. It's like also a comfort. She's done that since birth though. Like, I tried to put her in a normal swaddle with her arms down, and she likes the love to dream that she can have her arms up so she can like comfort herself and chew on her hands. Like, she just loves her hands. So anyways, still not taking a binky, still not taking a bottle. She did start reacting more though, so like you guys can kind of hear her down here cooing and making noises. That's new. She just started doing that about a week ago, I would say. She started like reacting more and like smiling at me and Garrett. She started cooing and like making more sounds. So that's kind of fun because that's more my, like, I like the age when she has more strength and control over her body, and she like reacts and talks to us and smiles and laughs and stuff like that. And so she's kind of starting to, like I said, just coo and just smile a little bit more. But I did talk to my doctor too, because she does this thing with her eyes where she'll like glitch out, like her eyes will go back and forth quickly. And I talked to my doctor about that, and he said it's completely normal with her age because she doesn't have depth of like she can't really see depth in her vision, and so her eyes freaking out like that is normal. And that's also kind of why she grabs on my hair and my earrings and stuff like that, is because she's still working on like her vision, I guess. Because if you don't know, babies cannot, like when they're fresh out of the womb, they could see pretty much nothing, and then at about a month they can start to see kind of, but everything's still really blurry. And I don't think there's any color, and then like over time their eyes get better and better, and I think it's around like 6 to 8 months is when they start to have like full vision like we have. So it's just something like with depth, like learning or trying to see depth. I don't know. He explained it to me and he said it was normal though. So her skin has been so dry, so she has cradle cap a little bit, but her cheeks and behind her ears and her shoulders like have all just been super dry. So I did just order some oat bath stuff. I've used it once, so I don't have like a full review on that yet, so I won't talk about it too much. But I don't like to put lotion on her, and her doctor said maybe just do like a little bit of Aquaphor, which if you guys don't know, I'm kind of weird about chemicals, so I don't really want to use Aquaphor. I bought like an all natural one that I'm trying to use, but he said to use that in like the spots that are really, really dry. But he doesn't recommend putting lotion on her all the time, because then her skin will accumulate or like adjust to constantly having lotion on it, and it's not going to fix. And like, I guess it's pretty normal, like their skin being really dry like that in the beginning, because they're trying to adjust to being outside the womb. So that's like an update on her skin and stuff. It is really normal. But her face was getting so dry to the point where she would like just nick it with her fingernail, and it would just cut it wide open because it was so dry. So I bought like an all natural one, like it's like a stick, and just like rub that on her skin to try and like just in those little spots, like behind her ear too, and then on her cheeks. and I'm not doing it a ton. I just try to do it after I take her out of the bath. That's another thing, is I only give her a bath every 3 to 4 days. I was reading, well, 1, babies don't get super dirty, but 2, it's good for them to like be a little bit dirty every once in a while because it helps with their immune system and stuff like that. So I only give her a bath every 3 to 4 days. And I use like a very gentle soap, and I have like a little sponge that has like, or like a little brush. It's the same one they give you in the hospital. You could buy them on Amazon. I can link it below. But it has a sponge and a comb, and I'll like use the comb to help with the cradle cap, and then I'll use the sponge side to just kind of like put soap on her and like wash her skin off and under her neck, because you guys know under the neck it gets really gross with babies because they spit up. But that's like how her skin has been doing and stuff. I don't know, these are just like, I'm just trying to explain things that I've talked to my doctor about, things that I've worried about, like just things to like look for when you're having a baby. Oh my goodness, she's working on her head control still. Whoa, she's super wobbly and boppy. So I just have to be very careful, because the other day she was doing this where she was bopping around and she just completely like flailed herself forward and smacked her lip on my collarbone, and it ripped her scar open from where her lip tie is. And so I texted her dentist, and he said that she probably just ripped it open and it's just going to take longer to heal now, but it's not a huge deal. So that was nice. But yeah, she's like still working on head strength and stuff, doing tummy time. I honestly don't do a ton of tummy time with her, but she does like sit up a lot and practice head control and stuff. So it's not like she's never doing it, but I don't know. She's still a little wobbly. She also loves to stand. Like I'll just set her on the ground. You guys can't see obviously because she's all the way down there, but I'll set her on the ground and she'll stand for a couple seconds, and I'll just like hold my hands under her armpits and like she'll bobble around. So she's working on getting stronger, huh, bubbies? And then another thing that I wanted to mention, because I feel like it's controversial and you do what you think is best for you and your baby, but like you see all over the internet about having your babies on a schedule, and I feel the opposite way. I feel like you should not have them like set to this standard of like every single day she wakes up and does this, and then she does this, and then she sleeps, and while she's sleeping she's swaddled and she has her sound machine and she's in a dark room. Like, you know, for me personally, I don't want that, because I want her to be versatile. Like I try to make sure she's sleeping enough in the day. I go off of her wake windows, so I usually don't try to keep her up for more than an hour, because then she can get overtired. But I want her to be able to sleep anywhere. I want her to be able to sleep in her bouncer or in her car seat, or like if we're on the go or just laying like on the couch next to me. I want her to be versatile. However, I do always at night sleep her in her crib with a swaddle and a dark room and a sound machine, because like I want her to know nighttime, I guess, if that makes sense. So I don't know, that's the way that I do it. You, like I said, do what's best for you and your kid, but it's like, you know, a lot of moms see like, oh, I need to have my kid on a schedule and do this and this and this, and then they do that and then they're stuck to that schedule. Therefore they can never do anything else. Like they're like, oh, I have to be home at this time so that my kid can be sleeping in their crib with the sound machine and a dark room and a swaddle and all of that. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about sleep. So she only sleeps in her bassinet at night, and then I did start putting her in her crib for naps every once in a while, because I want her to get used to like this room and her crib. But I don't, it's just every once in a while. If I'm like, oh, she's gonna take a nap in her crib today, then I'll just throw her in there and let her sleep. So that's her sleep schedule, or like her schedule in general. I'm no longer tracking anything now that I know that she's growing perfectly well and like weight is not an issue and stuff like that. I don't track her sleep. I'm not tracking her feed times. I'm not tracking how long she's sleeping. The only thing I do is I track what side she's on. So this is just like a little rubber band hair tie of Paige's. I don't know if you guys can even see it in the camera, but it's just a little elastic hair tie, and I just clip it to whatever side she's on. So she just ate off of this side, so before I fed her, I popped this side off, moved it to this side. She's popping around down here. And moved it to this side, and then I pulled it down and let her eat on that side. And now I know, like in a couple hours, instead of having to like do the boob grab or figure out what side she's on, I'll just look down and be like, oh, she's on that side now. So I'll pop it off, move it to this side, and then feed her on that side, if that makes sense. Like that's just my way of doing things. I think a lot of moms do the boob grab. I'm like horrible at that though. Both times, like every time I do that, I'm like, it feels the same to me. So unless if it's first thing in the morning, because then I'm rock solid, but in the daytime I'm like, they're both just kind of squishy. So that's the way I track her feeding, but I used to have an app and I track it on the app for like the first month, and I no longer do that because it's not anything I'm worried about anymore. She is still in 0 to 3 month clothes, or 3 month, like depending on the brand, but a lot of them are 0 to 3 month, and then like the Carter's brand, she's just in 3 month. And then for diapers, she's in size 2 diapers, and I actually moved her to size 2 a couple weeks ago. She got a big old booty, I guess. But as far as Paige, so my 2-year-old, she loves her sister so much. She's starting to show a lot more interest. In the beginning, she just didn't even care. She's like, okay, cool, like a baby, like I don't, whatever. But Paige is starting to show more interest in her. She actually has this baby doll, and she will bring her baby doll around with her everywhere. If we go on a walk, she wants to bring her baby doll in her stroller and like push the baby doll in her stroller. She's so cute. She'll like sit down and like lift up her shirt and try to feed her baby doll and like change her diaper and all of that. And so she does all that with her baby doll, but she also will show more of an interest in Avery. So if Avery's sitting there in the bouncer, Paige will go over and like tell her hi and like pat her head and try and share her toys and play with her and stuff. So she's showing more of an interest in her sister. Still not a ton, but she does, like, she doesn't love to hold her and stuff still, but she does like interact with her a little more, which I think is cute. Speaking of her bouncer, that is still the one thing that she's completely obsessed with. Like, I have this swing. She doesn't like the swing. I have the Mamaroo, and she likes it sometimes, but she doesn't love it like she does with her bouncer. Like, she could sit in her bouncer all day long and just be happy as can be. Can you tell everybody hi? Oh no, are we hungry? Are we hungry? Okay, I'll go feed you. But anyways, that's just a little update on how Avery'S is doing and everything that has happened and how she's doing now that she's 2 whole months old. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and comment down below if you have a baby, or you know, just say hi. I love to chat with you guys in the comments, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.